Here we go, guys. Just a real quick video on gold and silver, and kind of outlining, how we got in, the support ranges, potential price targets. But to kind of backtrack the play here, how we got in, what we did, as you can see, all along this red dash line, we had considerable resistance. I mean, we closed above it one time, a couple of times here, but there wasn't any follow through to the upside. And we were on a time count kind of extended above the 20, so on and so forth. So that's why we went short on gold in this particular scenario. But normally, going back, normally on the third hit, see one, two, three, you'll get the same reaction, a pullback, pullback, pullback as you did on the first two. Then on the fourth or fifth hit, high odds, high percentage, nothing's 100%. But anyway, you'll get a breakthrough. We did, but we didn't like this kind of spinning top indecision candle that we put in, and we were getting a little high, for us anyway, above that 20. You want to take trades off of something, meaning like we did here, bullish engulfing clearing candle off that 20. Okay, that's your best trades. Now this one obviously didn't work out, but the next day it did, and also off the 200. But anyway, that's why we went short there as soon as price started coming in. Now, regarding potential support. Now we do like this little candle formation that's going on right now. Small, narrow body candle. And then what we would want for confirmation, let's see here. I mean, this is an ugly green candle, but you get the point. Right here, we would expect this to come off, the next day or two. So if it does, then we would anticipate, going long, or if we have fall through the downside, we'll just keep the short position. And then the next potential support zone to scale out, get out of that short position would be down into this kind of quasi, double bottom here where we had a pivot, a 180, a reversal here on price, came up, hit our, obviously our resistance line zone, came back in, hit it a second time. So we would expect that to hold like we were explaining up here, 3 hits. The third one, most of the time, will do the same as the previous 2. In other words, if you're coming into resistance, it'll pull back. Coming into support, you should get a little bounce there. So that's, the play near term on gold. Okay, now we look at silver and had a nice little sell-off candle here. We were on a time count, then we lost it, no follow through. We came up into this little previous resistance where there was no follow through. We couldn't get up and out of here. And then we had this sell-off candle, and see we came down into that previous support over here where we pulled back into the 20s. See the blue arrow? That was from a while back. Anyway, we got in here. Remember on the gold chart, I was talking about that play off the 20 or off of anything, even down here on the 200. If you know the location, you get a little bounce there. But anyway, majority of the time, well, 80% of the time, you do get follow through on these big red candles or green. And in this case, to the downside, we're putting in a little potential pause candle here. We'll see if we get a rip to the upside. If we get a run tomorrow like this, and we take out the 20 and come up here towards the high of this red candle, then we would definitely look for a long position at around that 38.50 area. But if we lose this, that's kind of what we're anticipating. If we lose this, in other words, it's up, down like that, then we should come down into this low pivot here. The next, support zone there for silver. Okay, but it's looking, decent today. A lot of times with these big candles, you get a pause candle and then a continuation to the downside. So that's what we'll be, looking for, anticipating. And in this scenario, I'll put the link to the course below if you're interested in micro futures. For example, here, about, for that amount, around 6 grand, you can hold, believe it or not, 3,000 ounces of silver, control that amount. So with your physical, you don't want to, box it all up, take it to the post office, insure it, send it in to your to the the company that you bought it from, sell it, and then when price, comes down, then buy it again. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. So what we do, we use the micro futures to play here, and then the gains we roll into physical silver, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'll link that below. But near term, this is what we're looking at. These are the plays and the setups. And let's look at the DXY to US dollar currency index. And let's go to the weekly because it gives you a bigger picture of everything. And as you can see, we have a measured move here. We came up to, got rejected. And then, that 20 is coming down. In other words, the current, the power of the price action is, pretty strong here as price tries to come back up for the dollar. And then if we take out this low pivot here that we bounced, then anticipation, obviously, coming down to the next one. And that's going to, obviously cause the dollar to get weaker and weaker. And then hopefully make gold and silver a bit stronger. And as you can see here, that measured move, the powers that be really didn't want this thing, dropping under there for an extended period of time. Even when we came back, retested it here, going back to end of May 2022, it's been fighting that. Then once we lost it, then here recently we came back and retested, and it's been kind of a downtrend from then on. So a lot of expectations for the dollar to keep trading lower and lower. But as you see here on the multi week chart going back 2008, we still have a long ways to go before we're totally you know uh, going to zero. So I don't think that's going to happen, anytime soon. But who knows with with crypto coming in and world economies and the BRICS, so on and so forth, we can see a quicker uh, waterfall over in the dollar as the monetary system you know, re kind of re sculpts itself, and we go to the next, the next thing out there, which believe it or not, could be crypto. All right, hint, hint. All right, okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Check out that link below, and we will see you on the chart.